The iconic Lofi Girl has just introduced a brand new radio for peaceful piano songs. Now this is a playlist made up purely of piano compositions. There isn't really much drums, synths, ambiences or much else going on. It's purely peaceful piano beats, and I must say it is absolutely gorgeous. The introduction of the peaceful piano radio along with the synthwave and ambient radio, it's clear that the lo-fi genre is expanding as the most iconic label and radio and YouTube channel is delving into other subgenres of the lo-fi scene. And with that, I thought I'd have a go myself at writing a peaceful piano composition to fit with Lofi Girls' newest radio station. Now, as this is purely a piano-based composition, it's a really simple beat to break down. So this is probably going to be a fairly quick video, but I'll try and talk you through what I was thinking, how I wrote this, and the process of trying to keep it interesting with just one instrument essentially. So to start this track, I came up with a really simple chord progression. I wanted to really think about how you'd play this on a live piano. Now I don't have a piano that's big enough to play this. I only have a 25 key MIDI keyboard. I couldn't play this in live, nor do I have the skills to. So I had to click this in and then manually adjust and try and make it sound as nice as I possibly could. And thinking about how you'd play this on a piano, you have both a left hand and a right hand. Left hand for like bass notes and bass chords, and then a right hand usually playing a melody or your chords depending on where you land on the keyboard. So I've got here a G major chord going into an E minor 7 with a little like joining D chord sound into a C major, and then actually back into our G major, but I've used the D as the root note, so you get almost like a D major suspended chord. And I've used the D as a root note here for like these left hand notes. Then go back and play all of that again, exactly the same for 8 bars. So this is how the pattern currently sounds. So just some really lovely, simple, but like kind of uplifting, peaceful sounding chords. From there, I actually wrote this, call it melody high sequence here. I'll come back to this melody mid sequence in a second, but this melody high sequence. So following that same signature sort of motif there, this sound, that's our core melody for the track. We're playing that again here, but with some extra notes. And then on the third bar, we change it up. And then going back on that fourth bar, and that is our main melody for the entire track. So let's listen to how that sounds with the chords. And if you listen to that closely, what you'll hear is that I've left a lot of the hammer and the pedal sounds in. I really wanted to pick up the idea that somebody was sitting and just playing this really simple, lovely tune on a piano. So on both the chords and the melody, we've got lots of hammer and pedal sound. Every piano in this track, we're using the cinematic soft piano. I think I've used some different presets here. So we've got the 50-50 on our chords, and then our melody is playing the intimate preset, which I think just has a little bit less reverb and less tightness. And I really loved that melody. By the end of those 4 bars where that kind of high little twinkle comes in, I knew I needed to introduce some more counter melody, some more interesting dynamic parts to the piano. I created this high octave section, and I actually wrote this like this, and then I moved it back when I did some arranging. So I'll just play like these last 2 bars, and then you'll hear the high octave come in. It just really keeps things moving, keeps it interesting, because otherwise you've got a really simple track, and it needs to be simple. This is just a peaceful piano track, but it also needs to be interesting. So let's talk about the arrangement, because I had these 3 parts written down that I really loved and I thought it was sounding super lovely. I knew that I had to do something more with the arrangement. So like I said, I actually wrote this high octave section, and then I bumped it back a whole 8 bars. For the intro, what I wanted was the chords and the melody to play, but I actually duplicated this melody, pushed it down an octave. While I was listening to it play, I muted some of the notes, introduces the track, but you don't get everything hitting you at once. So let's just take a listen to how that sounds. Then we're going to introduce that high octave piano. And then by the end of that, we've got a lovely 16-bar piano progression, but I knew that I couldn't just duplicate it from there. We needed some sort of a separation. So I took my chords, added these joining notes. So we had the chords going like this. Just to give something slightly different in this sort of break of the track. We're really just focusing on one piano here. I liked that, but I didn't think it was quite different enough. So I then added this higher octave section that all plays at the same time. And this is the break of the track. And that just works as a break from that main melody. It only plays for an 8-bar section, and then our melodies come back in. So along with that, I also introduced this, what I call a piano walk, really low velocity with panning going left to right in the background of the break. And then to round the track out, carry on with the break chords, but we bring back in our mid melody from the intro. And then I've just tweaked the high octave piano, taking out some of the notes so that it flows a little bit better with the mid melody and those higher notes in the chords. And then just moving back to our high melody here for the outro. And then to finish all of this off, I did a little bit of processing on the pianos, panned the melody and the high octave left and right slightly, added a drone in the background just for a little bit of the ambience. just adding a little bit of kind of shimmer, a little bit of ambience in the background, and then finally put a volume automation on the entire master so that it fades in and fades out. So there you go, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you made it this far in the video, tag Lofi Girl in the comments. Maybe one day we can get a peaceful piano release with the iconic label. So yeah, this has been super fun. I've really been digging the new peaceful piano radio, and I just wanted to give it a go myself at writing something that would, I think, be inspired by or suit going on a radio of that type. If you like this song, do let me know in the comments. Like I say, tag Lofi Girl, everybody tag Lofi Girl, and maybe we can get their attention, and who knows. Let me know if you want me to try out some of the other radios, maybe an ambient one, or I know they just released an Asian inspired radio, so do let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that. And yeah, that's all from me. Peace.